going on, everybody? This is me, Duane, the BoozinBlogger, coming at you. I'm going to show you a very simple recipe. So we're going to call this episode Cooking with the BoozinBlogger, and we are going to make Mississippi pot roast. So first, what you got to do is you take your Instapot and you put oil in the bottom, put your tray in there, and then take a roast. Voila, roast. You put your roast in, and you take all kinds of, take some, sorry, this is my first try. I haven't figured it out yet. Then you take some cut up butter, and you put it on the roast, okay? While it's in your Instapot, I'll show you in a second, get my butter in place. You put on your, there it go. So here we go. We put the butter on the roast like that. Okay? And now you take some Peperoncini Peppers. Voila. These are the ones I'm using. And then you open them up. And you take about I don't know, I usually put about 6 or 8 in, and you just drop them right by the butter, okay? 6 or 8. If they fall into the pot, it's no big deal. They just add into the gravy at the end. So I'll show you what this looks like in a second. Fuck, they're all falling into the pot because I've done so well with the butter. Okay, so then you also take a little bit of the juice from this, okay, and you pour it in to the pot. Helps add to the taste of the gravy. See how we got our pepperoncinis in there, just on top around the butter. Okay, so now what we do is I take a package of brown gravy mix, yeah, and then we sprinkle that. We just sprinkle it over top of our roast and our butter and our pepperoncini peppers, and then we take a package of ranch dressing. See, ranch dressing, and then we sprinkle that over as well, and then it all looks kind of like this. See in there, all the dressing and the gravy on top of the roast. Okay, so what I do is I want it to cook nice, and what I do is I put it in my Instapot, close the Instapot to seal. Okay, and then well, I guess I gotta plug this thing in. Yep, plug it in, close to seal, and what I do is I cook it for about 80 minutes, and then let it natural release at about, that takes 5 more minutes or so, but the meat is so tender, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. I will be back. I forgot to mention that while this is cooking, you got 80 minutes. So what I do in my 80 minutes is I usually, if I have dishes, I do the dishes. Then I cut or peel a bunch of potatoes and cook them on the stove. And tonight we're having mashed potatoes with carrots and the Mississippi pot roast. So I get all this other stuff ready to go. And then when there's about, I don't know, half an hour maybe left on my pot roast, I start everything, and so it's all done about the same time. All right, so now we're waiting for our Instapot to finish. Our potatoes are ready, so we put on our muffin mitts, as I call them. I guess they're, I don't know what the hell they're, baking gloves? I don't fucking know. But anyways, our potatoes are done. So we take them, drain them in the sink. Take one of those little cork things like right here, put your hot pot on it so you don't burn your counter, because if I burn my counter, my wife will kill me. Okay, then we handy dandy masher. Okay, and then we take our butter. I use margarine, but you know, grab a healthy dose of it on a spoon. I don't know how much to say to use, but we put it in there, mash her all up. Okay, maybe I should time lapse this, I don't know. But then once you get her all mashed up and the butter evenly mixed up through the potatoes, then of course what's next? What's next, folks? You don't know? Sure you know. A little bit of milk. Oh, fucking brand new milk. All right, a little bit of milk. Put it in there. And we whip the shit out of it. Yeah, that's pretty good. Make sure this goes into the water right away or spray it off, because you know what happens when starchy potatoes stay on a utensil. They're a pain in the ass to clean, so I keep a water handy. So there we go, there's our mashed potatoes. Oh, all looking really, really good. Now we're just waiting for our carrots. Be right back, dudes. All right, so now, you see my, did it move on me? I don't know, did it? I have no clue. You see this? Fuck, thing moved. Shouldn't have. There we go. Yeah. All right, so now my carrots are done. Muffin mitts. Drain our carrots. Look at that yummy, yummy goodness. Then we take our handy dandy margarine, dump it in there, and holy shit, that spoon is hot. Oh wait, yeah, I was just holding up my lid. I don't know if you use margarine or butter on your carrots, but it makes it a little bit better. Kids will eat it better if there's, you know, if it's not just plain carrots. And then once you get her all mixed in, voila. Then you take your handy dandy lid, put it back on, throw it on the stove to stay warm, and wait for your pot roast. All right, folks, the final product is done. I'll show you what it looks like while it's in the pot. Everything is melted off. There's gravy in the bottom. Look at that. Doesn't that just look amazing? Okay, so now that we've got it where we want it, again, I put on my muffin mitts because that friggin' stringer thing that holds the thing in, the meat in, is hot. And you pull your roast out, slide it onto the cutting board, drop this in the sink, and then you do what you're supposed to. Then you cut it up, slice it up. So you take your handy dandy knife. Oh, I need a fork, sorry. You grab a fork. Got my handy dandy fork, my muffin mitt, and my knife. So then, all we do is normally, it cuts so, it's so easy to cut because the meat is so tender. And absolutely amazing, amazing, amazing. It's cooked all the way through. And it's just so, it's melt in your mouth delicious. I promise you this. I will post the, recipe for this underneath the video in the description. I don't use it anymore because, well, I've made this enough that it becomes, it's like a second hat almost. You know what I mean? So now it's just a throw it together kind of thing. And yeah, it's one of the family favorites. Beer review guy Charles Burnell, he loves this stuff. He's had it a couple of times here. I always make it when he's here. Yeah, but there we go. She's all cut up, right? Look at that. That is just beautiful. Beautiful piece of meat. Nice. Now, what you can do is you can make a slurry and thicken up your gravy if you want. But I just leave it this way. It's kind of wet. But it's okay. I find it okay. I don't want to go through the extra. And if you like the pepperoncinis, you pull them out and you put them on your plate. But then all you do is grab your plate. We take some of our, I need spoons, of course, I guess. Spoon, spoon. All right. So we got a spoon for our gravy. We spoon some potatoes on there. Get some, make sure you get your carrots, because carrots are really good for you. I love carrots, especially when they're cooked. I eat them raw all the time as well. Okay, so then we got this. Add some carrots, like that. Okay, grab a couple of pieces of meat. I usually grab the end pieces because that's where the fat is. Okay. Anyways, then you get your meat. I don't like the pepperoncinis. I like what it does to the food, but I don't like spices, so I don't eat them. Okay, and then you stick your spoon in there, just like that. See that? Okay. Pour it on your taters, on your beef. Watch out, it's hot. And there you go. Mississippi pot roast. Mississippi pot roast with carrots and potatoes. Enjoy. Again, I'll post the ingredients and everything in the description of this video. Take care of yourselves. Remember the most important thing in life, folks, and that is drink while you're cooking. Vodka and pomegranate. And what's the other important thing in life? Don't be a fucking asshole. I'll be back. Thanks. Bye.